Hi, my name is Chris Minnes, and this is your official 2021 NPC New Mexico State Open Competitors Meeting. First, I want to thank you for choosing the NPC New Mexico State Open. We appreciate you being here, and the purpose of this video is to make your experience go as smooth as absolutely possible. Now to start out, I was a little worried that we wouldn't be able to make this show happen this year. There's a lot of COVID regulations and a lot of things came in, like announcing the venue and tickets right at the last minute. So thank you for bearing with us, but we're happy to see everything is right on track, and we hope this is going to be bigger and better every year. I'm sure it will, and with your support, we know that can happen. And, we did add, even with all these challenges, we did add a couple of new things, a few new things actually. For one, we have these new Center Podium jackets. So these go out to the overall winner of all of our Center Podium shows. So we're going to bring this for the overall winners. It's an exclusive gold jacket that nobody else gets, not even me, when they win a Center Podium show. Also, this year, new from last time is we have these trophies now. These are custom-made trophies to look like our Center Podium logo. If you see their guy right there, there he is. So all of the open overall winners are getting one of these awesome bad boys, and these are solid metal. All right, and and on that note, the ladies, you're all getting these really cool tiaras, and all open overall winners get free entry to our pro qualifier in December of 22, and this year it's taking place in Kazakhstan. Yes, Kazakhstan, where we will be awarding 9 IFBB pro cards, and you guys can compete there for free, and we will cover your hotel. All right, so let's get down to business. So some of the basics. Our host hotel is the Hilton Garden Inn in Rio Rancho, North Albuquerque. This is where check-ins take place. It's also where tanning will take place on the Saturday before the show. If you recall, this is a Sunday show, a little bit different than normal, part of the trying to find a venue at the last minute due to COVID situation. Again, the host hotel is the Hilton Garden Inn. The show itself takes place at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And for those of you longtime locals, you may know it as the Santa Ana Star Center, but now it's called the Rio Rancho Center. And this is where tanning will take place on Sunday, as well makeup will take place on Sunday at the Rio Rancho Event Center as well. A lot of questions with COVID. COVID rules are the same as they are if you went to Walmart or Target. You are required to wear a mask in public. However, we're not going to require that you wear a mask while you are on stage. All right, so let's start with arriving at the hotel. As I mentioned, the hotel is the Hilton Garden Inn. Check-ins are there in the Sandia Ballroom, and tanning is right next door to the Sandia Ballroom in the Aztec Room. So this hotel, it's a pretty easy hotel. It's got free parking. If you're staying there, you're in luck because the rooms include a microwave and a refrigerator. There's also a fitness center there as well. So while at the hotel, and really anywhere in our world, be super conscious of your tan. Tanning is kind of what makes and breaks these venues with bodybuilding shows, because it can really cause a lot of damage to the properties. So we need you to be extra cautious of your tan. And one of the biggest problems that we run into are bootleg tanners. These are the unofficial tanners. Sometimes they pretend they're the official tanner, and they go into hotel rooms and they just wreck the place. They try to sneak backstage, and they cause a lot of problems. So I wouldn't bother with these guys. You may save $10 or $20, but what you're going to end up with is a complicated situation where you're not at the host hotel. If they are trying to tan at the host hotel, they're going to get evicted, and that's not something you want. Of course, the hotel is on high alert for those because of the damages it does to the hotel rooms. Some other problems with them, obviously they're not allowed backstage. So, you get a little water or a little pee or something on the tan, you have a smudge, there's going to be nobody there to help you out. They're also not going to be able to glaze you, where when you do the official tanners, glazing comes with the whole process. There's absolutely no spraying backstage. Doesn't matter if you have a coach's pass or anything. There's no spraying backstage. That's a liability thing. The other drawback with these guys is they're not using our color. We make sure that we have a rich, brown, deep brown color that's very consistent through all of our athletes. When you use some of these other guys, and it's just advice, basically. I've seen it all. People come out, they look green, they look orange, they look red, or they're simply too light, or they're really muddy. So, just go with the official tanner. I always say, don't show up with a first place physique and a fifth place tan, because you're going to miss that first place spot if your tan is all muddy and you just can't see your muscles properly, or if you're green or red or something like that. So some tips for the great tan. For one, you want to scrub your skin. You want to loofah it, get a rough washcloth, and really treat your skin for several days. You're removing all the dead skin, kind of almost drying your skin so that tanning solution really absorbs into your skin. And you're going to be surprised. When you get those first couple of coats, you may not feel like you're dark enough. And when you sleep on it overnight, you wake up in the morning really dark. And then they do the final coat before stage, because you're sleeping in that tan, and you're going to want that tan to look nice and even and clean when you're getting on stage. And that's why our tanners are right there backstage for you at the venue before you walk on stage. Another tip: never put on lotion or deodorant between basically your last shower and your first application of tanning. That's going to make it so the tan doesn't absorb. So anywhere you have that lotion, you're going to have light spots. If you have deodorant, you're going to lift up your arms and it's going to be white under your arms. So you don't want to do that. Now, if you really need deodorant, Pro-Tan does have a deodorant now that they offer that actually has a little color in it, so you can put on deodorant if you feel like you need it. And then, when you, some people like to use like a base tan, or, they do a home tan before they go and tan. And I really, if you're going to do that, use a Pro-Tan product. Sometimes when you have different products, you get a chemical reaction and the tan doesn't go on right, or it's blotchy, or the color looks off. So just a little advice there. And then wear loose clothing when you go tanning. If you don't really want to wear leggings or something along those lines, it's going to push against your skin and again smudge your tan, especially directly after you get tan. That's when it's still absorbing in, and you can really mess up your tan with tight clothing. So really, like loose pants, loose jacket, loose shirts, long sleeves, so you don't have to worry about getting on walls or cars or your friends or anything along those lines. So there's some tips to make sure your tan looks a little bit better and to avoid any problems during your competition experience. All right. Oh, no, sorry. One more thing on the tanning. Be cautious everywhere you go. The big thing that actually we've been able to prevent quite a bit lately is people sitting on toilet seats in their tan and leaving butt prints on the toilet seats. And this is happening at the hotels, it's happening in the hotel public bathrooms, and of course at the venue. So please just use that seat cover and protect that toilet seat. That's going to go really far. And again, in your hotel room, I recommend either sleeping in long sleeves, and a lot of people bring their own old sheets to sleep on because the hotel will charge you for any damages to the room. So think about your shower, think about the toilets, think about the sink, walls, seats, all those things. So just trying to save you some money there. So just always be conscious of that tan getting on everything. All right, enough about tanning. Let's get into check-ins. So check-ins are pretty simple. This is your official competitor meeting, so you don't have to worry about sitting around for 45 minutes. You're a bodybuilder and listen to them talk about bikini posing and vice versa. So this is your official meeting. You don't have to worry about a meeting before the show. Before the show, you can do your makeup or eat your food or do whatever you need to do. You don't need to sit there and listen to me. You can listen to me now at your convenience. All right, so check-ins. Like I said, they're at the Hilton Garden Inn in the Sandia room. They begin at 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, we're looking for bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, and fitness only. We're not going to check anybody in early. So 4 o'clock, that's you guys. 4:30, bikini. All right. At 5 o'clock, it's going to be figure and wellness. And 5:30, we're going to have men's physique. Now, plan on being there for at least an hour. Just because we say bikini starts at 4:30 doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be there at 4:30 and out at 4:35. This is turning into a bit of a bigger show, And it could be an hour or more that you're there. So plan with your food, plan with your water, and be patient as we get everybody through and everybody set in. We don't want to rush everybody. We want people to feel comfortable, and we want them to have everything they need. So please prepare to be there for at least an hour. I know sometimes you'll have tanning schedule conflicts. Fortunately, that tanner is right next door. So if you do have that, we can check you in a little later. Just need to make sure that you get in to get checked in before our last person. So we're going to be wrapping up there at 6. So if you're Bikini and you have a schedule for an appointment for 4:30, as long as you get into us before 6, we're going to be able to get you in. So you don't need to panic about that in case there's a conflict in your time schedule. Now, again, everything I'm telling you here pretty much is on our website. So if you need to refer to that schedule again, you can see that on our website. All right, so things to bring to check-in. So you want to be prepared. So again, this moves as fast as possible. Every competitor needs to have an NPC card, a current NPC card. Now, if you don't have that already, you can get that by going to npcregistration.com, buy it online, show us a screenshot, you're good to go. We do sell those for cash only. We don't take cards for this product, though we do take cards for every other product. This is sold directly through the NPC, so they do take cash for this on site. Otherwise, the easiest, fastest way, just go to that website, npcregistration.com. I probably have it right here on the screen, and then go there and get that NPC card. Again, bring any food and water you need. Like I said, you're going to be there for as much as an hour. If you have posing music, and that means you're in bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, or fitness, you're going to have posing music. Make sure you've submitted this through muscleware.com. When you registered, you actually got an email from Muscleware where they have a link where you can upload your music. And one note about music is you will be asked if you are going to want the music started when you're off stage or once you've entered the middle of the stage. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you submit your music. All right, so this is how check-ins is going to flow. This is how it's going to work. Upon arrival, you're going to get your registration sheet. Again, like I said, you can purchase an NPC card with cash, but again, we prefer it to be done online. You're going to enter the meeting room and have a seat. Don't jump in a line. You're going to get in line and we're going to say sit back down. So just relax, get in line, grab a seat, and we're going to call you up when it's your turn. No need to rush. Again, long sleeves, long pants if you've already been tanned, so we don't damage any of the furniture. All right, so when you get called up, we're going to measure your height and weight depending on what kind of class you're in. If it's a master's class or something like that, no open class, then we don't really worry about that, except for classic. You always have to hit your weight and height requirements. While you're there, we're going to confirm anything you've already purchased online, but this is a time you can make changes. So we can add classes, we can swap classes, we can also sell you the products you might need, like your photos, a coach's pass, and VIP tickets for that matter, should we have any left at that point. So you're going to get checked in, buy any products you need, you're going to grab that coach's pass. Now, the coach's pass needs to be picked up at registration. It won't be available after this registration check-in time. So you get your pass, you do your photos, we confirm your music if you have music, and then we have a competitor bag for you that's stuffed full of goodies from our sponsors, and then you're done. So I'm going to give you some details on the products that we offer so that you're prepared and you know what's going on here. So first, makeup. So you may have purchased a hair or makeup package, and hair and makeup takes place backstage before the show. We start appointments as early as 5:30 a.m. Now, you will get an appointment from our makeup coordinator. If you haven't received an appointment from our makeup coordinator yet, maybe check your spam. If it's not in your spam, you can email her, and that's going to be at agrandison10@gmail.com. That's AGRANISON10 @gmail.com. Got it right here on the screen for you as well. Shoot her an email and she'll get you dialed in if you have any questions about makeup. All right, next, photography. Best shape of your life. The lighting's going to be awesome. It's a Center Podium show. You can count on that. So these are going to be fantastic photos. So why do you get the photos? For one, they're high-res photos. You're going to get several dozen high-res photos. So you can use these for print. You can use them for marketing yourself, of course, for the social media. You use them for sponsorship, portfolio development. A lot of things. Judges' feedback. Judges need those high-res photos. Screenshots off your phone just doesn't give them the detail they need to give you proper feedback when you're getting that feedback from the judges. Now, I personally, the last time I competed, I didn't get a photo package, and I wish I did because I didn't know it was going to be the last time I competed. It was the best shape of my life, best I ever looked, the only time I ever won the show, and I didn't get photos, and I ended up injuring my back, and it looks like I'll never compete again. And I don't have the photos, so I highly recommend getting that photo package. It's going to be worth it, and you don't have to regret it, and like I do. Tanning we talked about quite a bit. You can still book that tanning online. You can also get that in person, but then you're not going to get an ideal time schedule. Also, we have a link on our website. We also got a link in your email. If you haven't scheduled your tan, go to martinispraytan.com and get that tan scheduled. Get your appointment scheduled. All right, next thing, coaches' passes. Like I said, you can get your coaches' pass at check-ins. Now we have two products for coaches' passes. We have the standard coaches' pass, which is backstage access only. It's $125. If you want backstage in a seat, the seat needs to be pre-purchased separately. Now we also have a Premier Coaches Pass. That's $250. It includes the backstage pass as well as a VIP ticket up front. So that's a great deal. You get both. You get actually the best seating in the house. These are better seats than the VIP seats. Actually, they're the very, very front row, reserved just for coaches. So that's $250. Every coach must have an NPC card or current IFBB Pro card. This is NPC and IFBB Pro League rules, not our rules. So this is absolutely required. We need to see the IFBB or NPC card from the coach. So if you're purchasing it for your coach, your NPC card isn't going to fly. It needs to be the coach present with that card. It's got to match the ID, all that good stuff. And same thing, IFBB Pros needs to be a current IFBB Pro card. So if you haven't renewed this year, you got to renew that card, or you can get an NPC card if it's cheaper. It's up to you. So that's the coach's pass. Again, make sure those get picked up at check-ins. Okay, crossovers. That's another thing you can buy. Well, if you're not sure what a crossover is when you've chosen to compete in multiple classes or multiple divisions. And crossovers, to me, it's like one of the fastest ways to fast forward your goals. Like you've prepped for 12 or 16 or 20 weeks, and you get to the show, and if you've only done one class, you get on stage, you're nervous, you're shaking, you screw it up, that was all your chance. All that work you did, gone. But if you do multiple classes, you get multiple chances. And what it is usually, the novice classes, the order of events, it goes novice classes, master's classes, and then open classes. Now, you don't get a national qualification in the novice classes or the master's classes. You do in the open classes. So what happens is you get out the jitters, you get out the butterflies in those early classes. And we've actually seen people improve on their way up to that open class. So you're nervous, you're posing like crap, you're bloated, you're holding water, whatever it is. You get off stage, your coach, your friends are like, dude, you totally screwed up your posing, or you need to drink some water, or you need to eat some food and fill up, something like that. You go back on stage that second time, you go on stage that third time, and you improved, and you actually go up in placing. And by the time you get to that open class, you look a lot better. So I highly recommend doing that. The other thing is you can do multiple divisions. So you're not sure if you're figure, you're not sure if you're bikini, you're not sure if you're wellness, you've got kind of this in-between physique. Well, you can do them all. And you do them all, see where you placed, and then you go talk to the judge and say, where should I go? Where should I develop my physique based on what you see? And they say, oh, well, you're glute heavy. You should go into wellness. Or if you're men's physique, but man, you've got these gray legs, you should go into classic. Things along those lines to really dial in where you should be in the future and help develop your goals down the road. So that's always our goal, is to help you develop your goals. And eventually we want to see you at one of our pro shows or qualified for the Olympia. And it's pretty cool. We have seen a lot of our NPC athletes go from their first show with us to the Olympia. It's pretty cool to see. Even some of our show winners have ended up winning the Olympia as well. So I hope to see some of you guys there in that case. That's my thing about crossovers. Okay, tickets. So we do have a few VIP tickets left. I'd highly recommend grabbing those now. VIP tickets are great because they cover both prejudging and finals. and they also get you in front of the line. So grab those, get them as soon as possible. Best seats in the house. They're on the floor. Grab those. We also have other tickets available as well. These are all assigned seating, so getting them early means you're going to get better seats. And while I'm talking about tickets, I almost forgot to mention Dexter Jackson is going to be here. That is the 2008 Mr. Olympia. Dexter Jackson is going to be at this show. So if you're an athlete or a ticket holder, you can see his seminar, which takes place directly after pre-judging, for totally free. So get those tickets. It's a total bonus to get to see Dexter. I don't know if he's ever even been to New Mexico before, so it's pretty cool. We get to have him here at our show. I'm going to share some great knowledge with you, absolutely. All right. Oh, and then we have the live stream. This is an awesome live stream. Multiple camera angles, HD. You can access it. You can get the link on our website, get it from the web. You can download our app, and it's Center Podium TV. Search the Google Store or the Apple Store for Center Podium TV. You can download the app, watch it there. You can watch it on Roku. You can watch it on Apple TV, everywhere. You can watch just a live stream, or you can get a package, where you can watch over 150 different shows. You can watch other shows that we've had, and also special features, seminars, things with like the head judge Sandy Williamson, lots of pros. So it's a great product. So check that out. Please, get your friends who can't make it to the show, tell them, hey, watch it online, and it's going to be a great online experience. Nothing's going to be in there in person, but of course, this is not a bad option if you can't make it there in person. All right, let's get into show day. Athletes, you have your own entrance, and here it is on the screen. So this is going to be in the back of the building on the right off Market Street. So you're going to go in. That is going to be your entrance in and out. And again, ticket holders are going to use the front entrance to the main concourse. When you get backstage, there's a lot of room back there. We're going to have some pump-up bands, but I always recommend bringing your own pump-up bands just so you have them. We got restrooms backstage, so be in good shape back there. And then, so we got doors are going to be at 9:30 a.m. and the first class is going to start at 10 o'clock a.m. sharp. And we start with, in the morning, we start with figure. And just a reminder, fitness doesn't do anything in the morning. They just have the routines in the evening. In the evening or afternoon, really, doors are at 4 o'clock. The show is going to start at 4:30 sharp. Now, we have a detailed order of events on our website, again, centerpodium.com. Look for the New Mexico show, and you're going to see the exact order of events. And that order is the same for prejudging and finals. So you'll know exactly when you're on stage. We don't give out exactly what time, so you have to look at the order because that is always going to vary based on the number of athletes that are competing in any given class or division. So you got to follow along. All right, so here's the flow. Like I said, there's a lot of space backstage, which means there's also a lot of space to get lost. So it means you got to be super on it. You got to follow that order of events. And if you're not sure, grab the live stream and just watch the order of the show so you know exactly where they are in the show. My thing is, I always look 5 to 10 classes ahead of the one that I would be competing in. So, if I'm bodybuilding heavyweight, I'm going to look for the novice bodybuilders. When they're on stage, that means I got to be close to that stage so that I can be found when I'm on stage. So it's your responsibility to be in the right place at the right time. Because if we can't find you, the show's going to go on without you. And that's the worst thing is you've worked so hard, you spent all this money, you've dedicated all this time, and then you miss your class. That's just the worst thing ever. And I'm telling you, 2 people miss their class every show. Make sure you're not one of those 2 people. Be there. Don't depend on us to find you because we'll call until we're hoarse. But if you're not there, we can't find you. There's nothing we can do about it. So please be where you're supposed to be. I can't say it enough because it breaks my heart when I see you guys miss your classes. All right. So with that, a little bit, and we'll get you on stage in a second. I'll tell you what happened. But while you're backstage, what I want to talk about is a little bit of conduct. Again, we're protecting the property, we're protecting the venue, so your long pants, long sleeves. It's good to stay warm anyway while you're backstage. It's going to help your muscles be more full. It's going to help you look more vascular. If you're cold, everything kind of shrinks down. Beware of the walls, beware of the furniture. Take out what you take in. So let's keep this place really clean. They've made an exception for us to have food. They don't usually allow outside food, and we all know how important it is that you have your own food. So they understand that, and they're taking care of us. But that means we need to be really responsible with it. Pack out your trash, anything you bring in, bring out, just don't leave a mess, and for anything really there. We really want to respect this venue. Take care of your fellow athletes. So this means, like, be kind to them, be cool with them, help them out if they need help. We're all in this together. So just help each other out, but also watch for each other's health. Where people are tired backstage, they're dehydrated. So if somebody's looking a little shaky, ask them how they're doing. And the same goes for you. If you're feeling a little off, say something. We have expediters backstage to help you. We have EMTs on site to help you. Nothing is worth more than your health, not a trophy, nothing. So if you're feeling unwell, let us know, let us help you. And sometimes it's just getting a little sugar into you. We've been through this before. We know a lot of the signs of dehydration or blood sugars dropping, things like that. So let us help you. And we can often, if we know early, we can get you on the stage without having to, potentially send you to the hospital if we don't catch it early. So watch your friends, keep track of yourself, make sure you're healthy back there. Okay, so now we're going to get into what happens on stage. So we've got you lined up. We called your name, and we line up everybody 3 classes deep, all right? So say bikini A, B, and C, you're there already, ready to go on stage. So we're going to start with prejudging. And again, fitness doesn't do anything at prejudging. You don't even have to come to prejudging. You just show up at finals, and you do a routine in the evening. Everybody else. So we're going to start out with what happens with bikini, figure, wellness, and men's physique. So you're going to enter from stage left. That is competitors left when you're looking out at the audience. It's your left. All right. You're going to be guided to a diagonal line on the left side of the stage, and you're all going to line up on that line. If there's a bunch of people in the class, you're going to line up on that line on the left side, and then we're going to put more out there on the right side. And so you're going to be, boom, right there. Now, the judge is going to call your number. So listen for your number. Know what your number is. They're going to call your number and say, all right, 22, come on out. And 22, you're going to walk out from that diagonal to the center X. You're going to hit 2 poses. We want to keep this under 15 seconds. And a little tip, like the more time you're out there, the more time they have to find your flaws. That's what judges, they're not looking at like how great your delts are or how round your glutes are. They're looking for like how much your fat jiggles or what muscle is missing. So the more time you're out there to show them your bad angles, the more time they have to judge you down. So get out there, hit your best couple of shots, and get back to that diagonal. Highly recommend. It's gonna make sure it's gonna help you place a lot higher, because we're gonna roll through everybody here. Everybody's gonna do their poses out there, and then you are going to all be called out, and they'll bring you to the head judge, to the judges line. And this may be just out in order. It depends on the judge and how big the class is. So it may be in numerical order, or this may be actual first call out. So if you got 1 through 10 out there, the judge is going to say number 3, number 7, number 2, number 8, and 10. And that's the first 5. And we call that first call out. And you're going to be on there, and the judge is going to move you around, and you go, okay, thank you. You can file off, and you'll go off stage, and we'll bring out the next 5. So that's how that is going to work. Now, if you're doing a crossover and you're done, you walk off stage, don't go anywhere, because you're going to have to go back on stage again. You may have to do this several times depending on the number of crossovers you've chosen to do. So don't get lost as soon as you got off stage. So sometimes people are excited and, woo, that was great, and they're gone, and where'd you go? Now, one thing to know is when you do crossovers, you're not going to do that presentation that I just explained over and over again. You do it once in your first class, and you don't do it again. So you've come out for novice, you're novice A, and you're going to do your presentation. You're going to go back. So when you're an open A, you're not going to do a presentation because the judges already saw you do your presentation. You're just going to be brought out for your comparisons. So, and the same thing happens at finals. All right, so that is prejudging for bikini, figure, wellness, men's physique. Then we get into bodybuilding, classic physique, and women's physique. These are the posing ones. These are the ones that have mandatory poses. It's not that much different. So you're going to enter from stage left, and you're going to be out, but you're not going to be going to the diagonal. You're going to go to that front judges line, unless there's a ton of people in the class. But most likely you're going to that front judges line, and they're going to bring you into your mandatory poses and your quarter turns. All right, they're going to compare you. You're moving around. There's no posing or anything like that. It's just your comparisons, your mandatory poses, but no posing routine, I should say. After judging is complete, you leave the stage. Again, if you're in a crossover, Don't go too far because you're going to go back on that stage again and you're going to get compared with the next class. All right, that brings us to finals. And remember, between prejudging and finals is the seminar with Dexter Jackson. So definitely stick around, catch that seminar. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're going to be some great information. Okay, finals. Like I said, starts at 4:30 sharp, so make sure you're on time. Fitness, you're going to do your routines first. Now, figure, I want to tell you, sometimes there's no fitness athletes, and or there's just one or two. So that means that's going to happen really fast. So if you look at it and go, oh, I got 20 minutes because fitness is happening, well, fitness might not even happen, and you're nowhere to be found. So figure, since you're first in that list of classes, make sure you're early. You know, be there in time to get ready, to get your shoes on, to get your glaze on, to get any touch-ups you need, and pump up and ready to be on stage. That means an hour or more that you need to be early to get on stage for that 4:30 call time, okay? All right, so everybody asks, everybody goes to finals and everybody poses at finals, okay? So tell your family you're gonna be on stage at finals no matter how prejudging went. You're gonna be on stage and you're gonna do your posing routine or your presentation. All right, so again, we're gonna start with bikini, figure, men's physique, and wellness because you all basically do the same thing. Like I said, everybody will pose. You're gonna enter from competitors' left, but now you're gonna walk directly to that center X. You're gonna go out to that center X, you're gonna hit 2 or 3 of your best shots, and you're gonna walk all the way off the stage, all right? So it's a diagonal, straight out there. It's not a big long T-walk like you see the pros do. That happens when you turn pro. You're an NPC athlete now, you go to that right to that center X, hit those poses, walk off stage. Now what's gonna happen is the expediters are gonna hang on to the top 5. So you got 10 in the class, 5 of you won't be back on stage for that class. The other 5 of you we're gonna bring out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you out to that left-hand diagonal line again. You stand there, and then the MC is gonna call 5th through 1st place. And so as they get called out, you're gonna see your trophy presenter there standing at the 5th place. So walk towards that trophy presenter so you know you're gonna be in the right place. We're gonna call that all the way down to 1st place. Hold each other's hands, put your hands in the air, do some pictures, and then everybody walks off stage. Now again, if you're in another class, don't go too far, okay? You may be called back on stage once again. That brings me to bodybuilding. Oh, and one other thing I almost forgot. Just like prejudging, you don't pose or do your presentations twice, okay? So you've presented in your novice A class, you're not going to present again in your open A class because they've already seen you already. So you don't need to do that multiple times. All right, that brings us to bodybuilding, classic physique, and women's physique. Again, everybody poses. You're going to enter from stage left. Again, that's competitors left. So you're looking out at the audience, and that's going to be your left side. Your routine is 60 seconds long, so the DJ is going to play your music as you instructed, whether it's starting off stage or once you've arrived to the middle of the stage. 60 seconds. If your music is longer than 60 seconds, he's going to cut it at 60 seconds, okay? 70 seconds, he's going to cut it at 60. So please be aware, edit your music appropriately or be prepared for it to fade out at 60 seconds. After your posing routine, you're going to walk all the way off the stage. If you're in the top 5, the expediters are going to hold you and keep you by the stage because when everybody's done posing, you're going back on that stage, back to that left diagonal, and the MC is going to call 5th through 1st place. Same thing, everybody walks out, you hit some poses, hold hands, hands in the air, get your trophies, walk off stage. But that brings us to the overalls. Now, overalls, when the 1st place person from each class is going to compete for the best of all the classes. Now, this takes place in classes with multiple height or weight classes. Doesn't take place in True Novice and doesn't take place in Masters classes unless they have a height or weight class. Okay, so what happens what happens here is now you're going to be rejudged. So we're going to bring out that top 5. We're going to bring you to the center, to the front line, and you're going to be live judged right there. And the judge is going to move you around and get you in place. And then while they're tallying the scores, The MC is going to have you do some a pose off, some free posing. It's a lot of fun for the audience, and we're going to do this in all the classes. So get ready to do pose off. If you're planning on getting first place, get ready to do that pose off. Hit your best pose. Think about how you're going to move around that stage, hit those shots, and again, that could be bikini, classic physique, men's physique. You're all going to do that pose off. It's going to be a lot of fun. So now at this point, pose off is wrapped up. The head judge has given the score to the MC. And the MC is going to announce who the overall winner is. All right, once that overall winner is announced, everyone except the overall winner leaves the stage. And you're going to do a photo with the, with your trophy. And you're going to do a photo with the sponsor who is presenting the trophy. And then you're going to do a photo alone with the trophy. And I always tell people, envision it. Think about what that pose is going to be when you're winning that overall. And again, that's going to get you that overall jacket I mentioned, the trophy. Girls, you get a tiara, and you get free entry and hotel at our pro qualifier in Kazakhstan in December 22. And that is how the overall goes. Now, and by the way, if you are in the overall, please stay to the end because we want to do a picture with all of the overall winners at the end of the show. It's a fantastic picture. It ends up being some of our main media when we're advertising the show for the next year. You'll be on our homepage. So definitely stick around. I know you're hungry. I know you're thirsty. I know you can't wait to get out there, but it's worth sticking around for this picture. You're going to be really glad you did at the end of that show. And I hope to be in that picture with some of you guys as well. All right. It brings me on a couple other details. We do have a bunch of vendors there. They're going to be up in the concourse of the arena. So please take some time to go visit with them. Buy some stuff, talk to them, try their samples. It's because of these guys that we get to do a lot of the cool stuff that we do. That's why we get custom trophies and these cool jackets and great lighting and a lot of things that you might not see at some other shows. So we really depend on the sponsors and the vendors to help us out. So share your experience with them and help them out a little and thank them for being there. We also have special discounts on our website from a ton of sponsors. If you go to centerpodium.com/bodybuilding, that's /bodybuilding-promo-codes. There you go. There it is right there. Ton of discounts there. Whenever you buy anything, check there first because of our discounts that we have there. Looking at 22. So we actually have our 2022 schedule posted. This is our tentative schedule, so some things may change. We do think we're going to be adding some shows as well. So definitely keep an eye on there. If you had a good time with us, we hope we see you at any one of our shows. Like I said, we have them overseas, Russia, Kazakhstan, Serbia. Here in the United States, we have them in Nevada with the Legion Sports Fest, which you've probably heard about, Tahoe Show, West Coast Classic in Southern California, NPC Motherload in Northern Nevada, Dexter Jackson Classic in Florida. We definitely want to add some shows in New Mexico, so we appreciate your support as we see this grow. We're definitely going to be adding some in New Mexico. Not sure when and where quite yet, but definitely keep an eye on the website, and we'll let you know when that happens. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. I appreciate you watching the video all the way to the end. I appreciate you being part of this show. I can't wait to see you this weekend.